It's time for the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Each week, Trading Stocks Made Easy demystifies stock trading and investing so you can profit big. And now, here's the host of Trading Stocks Made Easy, the wealthy investor, Tyrone Jackson.
Hey there, it's Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor, and welcome back to another great episode of Trading Stocks Made Easy. Today's episode is all about earnings. Now, right now, in this current market condition, we just got Q2 earnings in the middle of 2021. If you don't have a financial education, you may not understand what that means. Well, a company's earnings or revenue is telling us how well they're doing on a quarterly basis. Now, I've talked about this on other shows, but I want to take this opportunity to revisit how powerful top-line revenue and bottom-line earnings are. They mean everything to your success in the stock market. So this has been coming up a lot, especially people opening brand new accounts in the trading world. They think if they buy a company's name that they recognize, don't do anything and just hold the stock, they're going to be successful. That is not how you play the game as an educated investor. When you're investing in a company, holding a stock for a 2 to 5 year period, why are you holding the stock? Well, first of all, the stock price is rising. What's making it rise? It's the amount of revenue on a quarterly basis coming into the company. Now, in the Wealthy Investor Program, for us, top-line revenue is everything because it determines the good dates from the bad dates. Now, you know from listening to me that not every stock makes a great long-term hold. Some stocks are better to trade. In other words, you buy in, you wait for the stock to move up a dollar or two, you sell it, you wait for it to go down, and you repeat this process over and over and over again, which we refer to as volatility trading. Now, that doesn't mean the stock that I'm volatility trading, I should hold on to for 5 years. On the other hand, there are companies that are great long-term holds that make short-term volatility trading a dream. It takes time to realize, should I hold these shares for a while or should I jump in and out and get paid over and over and over? The only problem with trading is that you can become very addicted to it. And by the time you add in your capital gains tax, usually 1/3 of all the money that you made trading, you're really trading and paying off the government. When you're holding shares, you're actually building wealth and letting the value of those shares rise. Why do we see so many extraordinary people in the stock market? And why do we see so many billionaires right now? It's because they're holding shares for 10, 15, 20 years, right? And when you hold shares in an account like that, that's part of what makes it possible for you to become a millionaire. So, we have to always balance during earnings, should I be holding this stock because the revenue is rising, or can I continue trading it? All right? So the other thing that you need to know during an earnings period is very often a stock that does really well sells off. It drops $7, and in the short term you go, uh-oh. Long-term investors know that a drop after an earnings release is a buying opportunity referred to as a dip. So if I'm trading a company and its revenue comes out and it beats Wall Street's expectations and the stock drops $7, history has shown that is a great time to pick up the stock. But you're not going to feel emotionally that you want to buy a stock that's suddenly going down. But that's how a lot of investors build wealth. They buy on dips. So just to crystallize here, one of the things that I want you to know right now during this earnings period is that you really have to pay attention to the companies that you have in your portfolio. Buying a brand name just because it's a brand name and you want to say you own shares of, McDonald's, not the smartest thing in the world. You have to learn how to do the research. Most very profitable companies will experience a dip after great revenue has been announced. You now know that's a buying opportunity. Back in a moment.
Want to increase your stock market trading profits? Then you need to start your monthly membership to WITradeschool.com right now. Don't understand how to write covered calls for monthly income? No problem. Simply review Tyrone's latest stock trades in our video library as many times as you need. WITradeschool.com is all about helping you get the financial education you need to earn money in the stock market and change your financial life. Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor, has helped his students earn thousands of dollars per month trading stocks online from home. These are people just like you. So what are you waiting for? Follow Tyrone Jackson's red-hot stock trades and investment strategies today. Don't wait. Start your monthly membership at WITradeschool.com right now.
Now, I try not to mention specific names in the stock market because the stocks that we love to trade change almost every 6 months. But I want to talk about one stock in particular, and that, of course, is one that you love. Some people feel is their soulmate, and that's Apple stock, ticker symbol AAPL. This is really interesting because where Apple is right now, where it's currently trading, it makes a great entry point for a long-term investor. Right? You want to be able to pick up Apple shares post-split at about $140, $150 and let those shares just ride up over the next 2 to 5 years. Now, what's going to push Apple stock higher? Well, first of all, they are the leader in podcast distribution. The iPhone produced tremendous amounts of sales worldwide over the last 8 weeks. And the sector that I always have a love-hate relationship with is their service sector. So I always say, don't buy the stock if you don't understand the story. So let me explain part of the Apple story to you. Apple makes its money off of its hardware, right? That's where most of it comes from. People buying computers, iPhones, wearables, for example. But there's one sector that's going to explode over the next 52 weeks, and that's the service sector. They call it the service sector. That's basically where they're billing you and I for things like photo storage, video, right? And they're hitting our credit cards. Now, let me show you what they just revealed in their last earnings. Apple, have you ever been online, for example, and all of a sudden something pops up and it says, hey, you only have, 90 gigabytes of storage left. Click here now so that none of your videos or photographs actually get lost. That happens to me all the time. Well, you don't want to lose the stuff that you have in storage. You really don't know how much information you really have in storage, right? Right. But the second you click that upgrade, guess what? The company sent that out to hundreds of millions of people. And how much did they take in because of that one alert? That's how powerful the service segment of the business is. During this last earnings, and this is public knowledge, they revealed that they are billing 700 million customers in the service sector alone. Now, this is outside of iPhone sales. This is outside of computer sales, software downloads, the App Store, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Don't buy the stock if you don't understand the story. I'm giving you a lesson here. Do you realize that Netflix has over 100 million customers, 100 million subscribers worldwide? What did I just say? Apple is billing what? 700 million customers worldwide. Who is in charge of that pricing? They are. So when they say our service sector is going to grow over the next 2 to 5 years, they're telling you and I as shareholders what? We see this segment earning more and more money. Why? Because they are in charge of the pricing. They're also signaling to shareholders that we will be making more money. There'll be more top-line revenue because of this sector and our pricing power. And as I've now been sharing with you, that's what makes a stock price rise. They're telling you that there's going to be greater revenue in the future. They're telling Wall Street, great time to buy our stocks. You see, if you've never read an earnings release, you don't pick up on the messages that the companies are actually sending to you. Therefore, now is a great time to take in your study, in your education, earnings reports and press releases seriously. Part of being a successful trader and investor, Part of being a very successful and skillful trader and investor is knowing where to find the right information. As someone who helps people grow their wealth in the stock market, I like to constantly point you in the direction, not just of fast money trades. That's not the only way to do well in the stock market, is learning how to read these press releases after revenue and earnings have been revealed. It is powerful. There are 4 other companies right now that just told us where they expect revenues to come from. And I know what they are. You should know what they are. Get good at reading the signs, pay attention to revenue and bottom line earnings, and you'll always have a major advantage over somebody who's just playing around in the stock market or trying to make fast money. So here's what I want you to remember in today's lesson. Is there a lot of money to be made in the stock market? Absolutely. Can people trade and be very successful? Yes. Can people make themselves wealthy from the stock market? Yes. Can you make yourself wealthy from the stock market in the next 2 to 5 years? Of course you can. But you're going to have to need a financial education for sure. Why? We're in a marketplace that's always shifting and always changing. And our job as traders and investors is to respond to that. So when we find out where the money is, we can buy the winning stocks. All right? There's your go-go juice for today. Take this information, start getting a financial education, pay attention to press releases and revenue and earnings growth, and you will be ahead of the game. I promise. Hey, it's Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, saying stay smart, stay sharp, stay positive, keep an open mind, and the world is yours. See you next time, right here on Trading Stocks Made Easy.
You've been listening to the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Be sure to rate and review our show on iTunes. While you're on iTunes, be sure to click the subscribe button, and you'll automatically receive our next episode.